This is the Rough Country Off-Road Low Profile Tri-Fold cover available for your 2019 and newer Ram 1500, equipped with the 5.7-foot bed and without the Ram box and without the multi-function tailgate. Now this option from Rough Country should appeal to Ram owners out there looking to step up the protection and security for your bed cargo thanks to the lockable design along with the tough to defeat aluminum panels. Now you're also going to be looking at a popular and easy to use tri-fold design. Now the highly rated tri-fold will feature a bolt-on install that does not require any drilling or modification, along with a corresponding 5-year warranty, all for right around the mid $800 price point. Leading off with our features portion in today's video, you'll find that the Rough Country does pack that very popular tri-fold design, which is extremely convenient to fold up and out of the way quickly if you ever needed to haul something large. Now, unlike other fold-up covers in the category, this option will not lift all the way up against the back window, so if you do need access to the entire 5.7 feet of bed space, you would ultimately need to remove the cover itself. What this will do is fold those first two panels up and out of the way and secure them with the leather or nylon straps rather, and the included buckles. Another big feature here is the aluminum construction at an affordable price point. Now we'll talk more about this later in the construction block, but that will give you your protection for your cargo that a soft vinyl cover simply cannot match. Finally, the Rough Country does feature that low profile design, which makes for a very clean look once the cover is installed, as it is going to sit nice and flush with the bed rails of your Ram. Diving a little bit deeper into the construction, let's talk more about those panels here. Again, you are going to find that lightweight aluminum material wrapped around a foam core, and that whole panel has been finished off in a lightly textured black powder coat, which should resist any chipping, fading, or scratching over the years. Now the tri-fold design again will allow you to open and fold back those first two panels initially, and then secure everything with those included straps and buckles like we pointed out in our features block. Now those hard panels will ride on the extruded aircraft grade aluminum frame that will actually clamp onto your factory bed rails thanks to the included hardware, making for that easy operation of course, but an even easier install as we'll show you in a bit. Now to help keep things as watertight as possible here, the Rough Country option does get a rubber gasket or seal on all four sides here to keep that cargo safe and dry at all times. Finally, the cover from Rough Country has been backed by their limited 5-year warranty, just in case you run into any issues. Moving into price point, and this option will come in around that mid $800 range here, making this one of the most affordable hard tri-fold options currently on the category, or on the site for that matter, which is even more impressive when you consider the solid build quality and corresponding warranty. Now the only options that come in a bit less than the Rough Country will be either the Proven Ground or True Shield options, both of which will come in anywhere from $100 to $200 less. Shifting gears, let's talk about the install, and again, that bolt-on design of the Rough Country will make this a very easy or basic install. Therefore, the site's gonna call this a soft 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter and about an hour or so from start to finish. But now to give you a better idea of how this one might go down on your Ram at home, let's throw it out to the shop for our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown.
All right, for this install, you will need the provided wrench and the Allen key in this hardware kit. Today, we're gonna be installing tonneau cover on our Ram. Let's get started. All right, before we can install the tonneau cover, we're gonna need to install this weather stripping on the bulkhead right here. We're gonna lay it so, like this. And you may need to trim edge to edge depending on your fitment, but for this demonstration purposes, we're not gonna install ours. All right, to start things off, we're gonna need to slide this forward. We're gonna do so by using the provided Allen key, unlocking this, and slide our clamp forward. Then we're just gonna tighten this down temporarily so we can hold it in position. All right, now moving on to the front, our open end right here, we're gonna slide our clamp on into the track. Get that slid down to about halfway. All right, now we can temporarily tighten this down, just to hold that in position. And we can come through with our front support. And we're gonna slide that out right here. And we can also tighten this down temporarily. All right, now we can install the driver's side rail. gonna sit on the lip just like that. And we're also gonna take one of the brackets and temporarily support it. It's gonna go into this channel right here and clamp onto the other side of the bed. And we can temporarily tighten that down with the provided tool. And once you have this on here, you're gonna repeat for the other side. All right, now that we have this temporarily on, we're gonna slide this forward just enough so we can get our drain tube in there. All right, right there. And now we can slide this in. Now for the drain tube, you may need to drill a hole into your bed, but for demonstration purposes, we're gonna remove this grommet and install our drain tube in here. Once you have that installed, you're gonna repeat for the other side. All right, now that we have our middle clamp still supporting, we're gonna put our end clamp on. And tighten this down with the provided tool. Now we can loosen up our middle clamp and slide it forward. Once we have that in a good spot, we can tighten it down. Once you have both of these secure, you can repeat for the other side. All right, now we can take the tonneau cover and rest it into position. All right, now we can unclip our tonneau cover and flip it over. All right, now we can align the position for our top bolt, slide this over, and lock this down into place. Now we can undo our top bolt and just confirm this goes all the way through. Need to adjust it back down a little bit. Once that's in a good spot, now you can lock it down. Now we can adjust this locking tab and move it forward to this position. Now for this part, you can lift up on the tonneau cover, slide that underneath, make sure it's lined up, and lock it down. Once that's locked down, you can tighten this down. After making your front adjustment and rear adjustment, you want to repeat this for the other side. Now we can adjust this locking tab. Once that's locked in, you can tighten it down. Once you made that final adjustment, you can move to the other side and repeat. All right, now we can take our securing pin and install it into our hole in there, remove our clevis pin, unscrew our cap, set that aside, and also our locking washer and our washer. Now we're gonna wanna make sure that the rubber seal is there and install it on the bottom. All right, once that's in and flush, you can repeat the same steps for the other side and then go back underneath and tighten it down. All right, now we can install our washer and our lock washer and install our tightening screw. Once you have that tightened down, you can install your clevis pin. All right, once you have all that secured, you can repeat this step to the other side. All right, once we have everything secured, we can slide over our safety strap and buckle this in on the underneath of the clamp. Once you have that secured, you can repeat for the other side. All right, once you've secured everything down, you can close it up and check for any fitment issues and make any adjustments that you need to. All right, that wraps up our install for rough country, off-road, hard, low-profile, tri-fold tonneau cover for 19 and newer Ram 1500 with the 5.7-foot box and without Ram box and multifunction tailgate. Just remember, for everything Ram related, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.